Hello. Welcome to the Trio of Positivity podcast. We appreciate you joining us today on this beautiful, beautiful day. As you can see, we have a guest with us today. Everybody say hello to Ben. We appreciate you coming on and joining us. We are short one member of the trio. He is currently off on vacation with the family. We wish you the best on vacation, Boopin. And we hope to talk to you soon about the positivity going on in Bears land over here. Oh, hell yes. I am going to be doing the hosting today for some reason. Well, the reason is because I didn't finish my chug, blah, 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 blah. But it's fine. I'll accept it. But not going to do any of the social bullshit because I'm hosting. So, hell motherfucking yeah. Boys, how are we doing today?
So no introductions. No one knows who the fuck you are or who I am, but we know who Ben is. All right. Good job, host.
It's fine.
If they don't know who you are by now, this episode isn't going to get any better.
He says wrong. Hosting is easy.
Gentlemen, a winning Monday. When was the last time we said that? Against the Packers. So this is two excellent winning episodes that I've seen in a row.
Okay, absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're 2-2 in 2025, and that's all that matters. Oh, yeah. That's true, dumbass. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's something to be proud of, but okay.
I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. Absolutely. It's in Lambeau, dude. Come on, man.
Chris, you're never going to be proud of this team unless they win a Super Bowl. So that's fine. That's fine with that. But we appreciate everybody being here. I don't know. I was not ready for this. Honestly, I just figured I'd beat your ass in Rochambeau again. But here we go. Let's jump into the podcast. Like we always like to start out. Let's go over our week 3 reactions to the NFL as a whole before diving into the Bears. Chris, would you like to start?
A lot of blocked kicks. The best block, I think, came from the Jets, and they still lost. But there was a lot of block kicks, so a lot of special teams kind of took over. And what is it, the witching hour? It was just like a field goal block or a field goal miss, and then going into the other way for leading into touchdown. It was a great afternoon slate of games.
A lot less scoring this week, points-wise, but 4 block kicks in 1 week. I don't think I've ever seen that many in 1 week, especially 3 in the last minute or 2 minutes of each game. I thought what was the big boy? The Eagles block.
I was going to say that the Eagles block was pretty impressive.
He blocked and scooped and scored that. Yeah. But do you know why? How he got that ball? The gunner that was supposed to dive and block the ball went and nailed the kicker, so the kicker couldn't recover it. That's why Davis was able to pick it up and score. So that was my favorite one.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And for all the bettors out there, I believe that covered the spread too.
It did. They were given only 3.5 points. So if they would have made the field goal or even blocked it and not got any points, the Rams guys would have won. But
yeah.
Suckers.
Vegas wins again.
Speaking of winning, only 3 teams as of right now were away winners. Everything else was a home win, which it's been a while since I've kind of seen it be like a home field advantage.
Thanks for stealing my reaction. I appreciate it, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, no one cares. The only reason I brought that up is because of how many games were actually close and like very last minute. Like the Packers were supposed to win, Rams were supposed to win, the Jets were supposed to win, and all of that turned to shit. Oh, and the 49ers actually won it at the end, too.
The Jets won.
The Jets lost. The Jets lost.
After the blocked field goal?
Yes.
Oh, God. I didn't watch that game, so that's
they blocked the field goal, and then Mayfield came down. And
MVP Mayfield, brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's looking so good, man. He's looked so good. But, yeah, he drove him back for the game-winning field goal kick.
Whew.
Get it done, man.
But Evans got hurt, so I don't give a shit about the Bucs anymore. So fuck them.
That's true. That's true. That's why you need to have a Buka on your team. Makes everything all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into the heart of this before I get evil-eyed from Chris for this going too long, because for all of you that know the opinions on the other side of the camera from me, it's going to be negative, positive.
You don't know this.
I think you're
know this.
Positive.
I thought you were going to say pository, and I was going to be like, oh.
Yeah, that's the wrong one. But let's just
Cup
we'll
half
get to
empty.
we'll get
Cup
to the
half
point.
Full.
We'll get to the point where everyone predicted a loss. So go ahead, continue.
All right. For those of you that don't know, the Chicago Bears played the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday. And just to give a brief overview before diving into the good stuff, the Bears pulled out their first victory of the season, the first victory for Ben Johnson, by the score of a healthy 31-14. Caleb Williams shining for the day, putting up 298.
Loser.
Fucking 2 yards short. 298 yards, 4 touchdowns against this weak-ass Cowboys defense. The running back situation we'll get to in a moment, but the defense, along with Caleb Williams, kind of stole the show. The defense getting 4 turnovers against the Cowboys, as well as 2 sacks, which is very much uncharacteristic of this Chicago Bears. The rookies kind of stole the show a little bit with Luther Burden coming away with a huge game, 101 yards and a TD. But before we dive into everything here, what are your guys' biggest takeaways so far with this beautiful, beautiful victory of the Bears?
Well, the defense screwed my over, so I'm a little upset with them. But 4 takeaways, I mean, hell yeah. 2 takeaways is a good game. You get 4 against a pretty powerful offense, minus CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, that killed the Cowboys, but the defense, man, absolutely surprised everybody. Everyone thought, with all the injuries and everything going down, that they were just going to get steamrolled, but they look good, man. They look sharp, except the pass rush.
2 sacks. Give them a break.
Back, yeah, okay. At the end of the game, 2 sacks, fine.
No, it wasn't at the end of the game.
One of them was, yeah.
Oh, probably Montez Sweat's was, because I was like, he had a sack? I don't remember seeing that
Although,
shit.
I will say the Grady Jarrett sack should have counted. That was some, or was it a sack, or did he just hit him while he threw it? While he was getting blocked down low, he fell into Dak's knee, and they called him for hitting him low.
Of course, yeah.
Such a horseshit call. Horrible
Welcome to the
call.
NFL. Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah. Chris?
I will say that first drive was awful.
Oh my God.
First drive was awful. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because Miller likes to go all like, oh, I want to be all positivity. Do I really want to read what he wrote to the group chat? You know what? I will read it. He was ready to stop watching at that point.
Well, it was more of a play on words for Ben.
Right.
But yes.
Anyway, no one cares. But this was a great game. It was a great overall win. I think it's been a long time since we've been able to say that it's an overall great win. It wasn't that the defense did something, or it wasn't that the offense never really did anything, but it was more along the lines of like a great team win. So it was very great. It was great to see.
Absolutely. I think we always like to start with some key plays of the game, and I think one of the biggest plays, momentum turner at the beginning of the game, call it what you will, but that Stevenson play where Javonte Williams is running down the sideline. Stevenson, who has been really awful ever since the Washington game last year, finally had a statement game against the Cowboys, and it started from the get-go, running up behind Javonte and basically just grabbing the ball out from under him and getting that first turnover, kind of swinging the momentum and giving our offense the ball back, in which case we scored a perfect pass to Rome down the sidelines. But that first Stevenson play was really key to kind of getting this game going the Bears' direction.
Yep. And the only offense the Cowboys scored a touchdown on was that penalty drive where, they called that third down on Grady Jarrett to give them the first down in the red zone. And other than that, they didn't score a touchdown. So the defense really, really stepped up.
They did. Go ahead.
The one thing I wanted to say about the Cowboys, because I know we're going to be more Bears centric here, given the fact Ferguson looked really good. The tight end for Dallas, that
Wisconsin, baby.
I gotta say, that is something that I wish we could say about our tight ends. Granted, we did get a couple good ones, but it got to a point where he was open all the time. I don't know what to say. He had
Well,
13 receptions. It was a great day for him. I guess that's what happens when you lose your number one wideout, which you obviously don't want to see.
You lose your number one wideout. The Bears defense is playing back to avoid the big play. I mean, they're giving him the flat in the middle.
Not only that, we gotta talk about the Dallas Cowboys owner. Okay, listen, he wanted to stop the run.
He did technically. They did.
Technically, he did. He stopped the run.
You know what? This defense, though. I mean, if you think about the Dallas Cowboy defense, like I think you can make a case that they're one superstar away from being in the Super Bowl. If they had one key superstar, they would be like Super Bowl caliber. Don't you think?
In all seriousness,
an edge rusher, you know.
In all seriousness,
seriously.
Hold on. In all seriousness, if they had Parsons on this team, given how the defense looked, you might be. I know we're kind of like bullshitting here. The defense would actually look kind of decent. I'm just saying.
I think
I disagree.
I think that was a huge mistake on the Cowboys' part. But you know,
I agree.
We took advantage of it, so fuck them.
I don't know that one Parsons would have changed the outcome of this game.
Well, they didn't have like hardly any pressures.
Yeah,
they didn't have any sacks, but the pressure rate
zero
was like
sacks, and it wasn't the O-line that was
like
so great.
8%. Yes, they were though. The pocket was there all game long.
Yeah, but when's the last time? Okay, but here's what I'm saying. In the previous games, and I don't want to get too far ahead. In the previous games, how many times have we seen Caleb like move out of the pocket? This was the one game where he actually stayed in the pocket
because there was a pocket.
Because there was a pocket.
Because there was no edge rusher. Like, let's be honest here.
Yeah. Okay. That defense was pretty fucking shitty. That's all
it was. But hey, in the past we have not taken advantage of bad defenses. So I think it's a combo of a bad defense plus we played better than normal.
Learning.
Absolutely. Okay. Moving on to probably the biggest play of the game and the furthest pass in the NFL season was the beautiful flea flicker between. Oh yeah, it wasn't very good from
first half.
Did not have a good pass, but a perfect throw from Caleb hits Luther Burden, 62-yard air yards, perfect in stride. I was watching an interview where Caleb which is, I mean, it's kind of ominous, but just like he's like, Luther, just run. I can throw it farther than you can run fast. Don't worry about it. I'll hit you. And I'm just like, how well has that gone in the past? But nonetheless, he hit him. It didn't look the prettiest at the start, but at the end, I mean, Caleb just threw that split seconds, dude. I
saw the replay. I saw the replay 3 times. I don't know if he was anticipating the line to be further ahead before he tossed it back, or I don't know if he got hit, like his arm like got hit as he was releasing, or it could have been a combination of both. But I feel like he was like, "Fuck, I went too far in."
I think it was the second one. I think it did look like he got bumped a little bit, but
I think so.
It was still unbelievably bad.
Yeah. It was so close to being a disaster, but it turned out to be a beautiful.
We would not let that go.
No.
That would be
all I talked about.
We were already riding Swift. Like he had started the game horribly. It was just embarrassing, and it didn't improve much. But he at least connected there to get us a early touchdown to put us up 14. Was it 7 or 14? Nothing.
3.
It was 14-3.
They had 2 field goals to start, right? And then they had one touchdown.
Then they had the touchdown on the 2-point conversion. You're right. Yep. So put us up early, which was nice. And then obviously I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the play to seal it. The perfect throw by Dak hits Pickens in the hands and it bounces off his hands, and Tremaine Edmonds dives and gets that interception there to seal the game basically early in the fourth quarter.
Since 2023, what linebacker has the most interceptions in the NFL? Tremaine friggin' Edmonds was 7. Granted, 2 of
Wow.
them were yesterday, but I saw that stat and I was like,
Oh.
all right,
Still,
okay,
that's pretty good.
it's pretty damn good.
I mean, we remember going back to. I know you hate this conversation, but going back to Poles' decision on Roquan, the thing was they wanted a guy that was going to turn the ball over a little bit more because Roquan just doesn't do that much. So for the fact that he has 7 interceptions, kind of get it done there. But
Yep.
I don't know. He has not been too fabulous. He hasn't lived up to the reputation when we brought him in, that's for sure. But it's nice to see him have a big game, 2 interceptions, and lead this defense to a nice victory here.
I will say Sewell looked a lot better today too than he did those first 2 games.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with him when TJ Edwards comes back, if he ever comes back.
Yeah, well,
Tier. All right, let's move on to the player of the day. The quote unquote offensive player of the week, maybe?
I think he was already determined that for
Well, it depends
the
on
North
how
at
this.
least.
Yeah, it depends on
today's
how this. Yeah, you're right. It depends how.
Lamar's already
We
got,
got
I
a
think,
sh-
3 touchdowns
We got a
already.
shootout,
so.
brothers.
Well, it's almost over.
Yeah,
I think he'll still get it.
it's 52 points already combined. So
Oh, he's only got 2 touchdowns, 206 yards so far for Lamar.
Gibbs only has 48 yards and 2 TDs, so I think Caleb should get it, pending any craziness.
Yep.
But Caleb put on a show, like we mentioned, 298 yards, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, and more importantly, no sacks, which is very impressive for him. Like I mentioned previously, the flea flicker longest pass in the NFL this season at 62 yards. He still had some blips. He started off rough, like Chris mentioned. Missing Loveland in the flat, pretty wide open miss there, but he doesn't get nervous. Don't worry, it wasn't any nerves. But yeah, we all know that I love me some Caleb Williams. Give me the feedback. Where did he struggle, boys?
All right, here we go. I think you'll really appreciate this one, Miller. All right, he had 6 bad throws all game long. I think he had 4 completely awful throws. 2 skipped in the dirt, 2 went super high. Really, really like high school level throwing there. Then he had 3 holy shit throws. Like, god damn, that was awesome. And then I think he had like 8 or 9 like other really, really good throws. But then didn't take a sack, didn't throw the ball away, didn't fumble. And he only got 298, so he's still a loser. But I gave Caleb an A.
I'm still a loser.
I gave Caleb an A grade. I think his arm strength looked awesome this game. I think his accuracy was much improved over the last 2 weeks and even over last season in general. But I also think this was BJ's best play calling minus the 6 screen plays he called.
Yeah,
we love the screen. Apparently, I don't know why. It's different coaches that just seem to keep wanting to run it. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, go look at the Detroit Lions. They run it like crazy, man.
yeah, well, that's because they have a run game, and you can
Right.
get away with that kind of shit when you got a run game, because then the defense blitzes your run and you throw behind them. When you don't have established your run game well enough, screens don't work because the D doesn't penetrate so far. That's what she said.
I was about to say that's a Madden reference if anyone knows one.
I think I gave him an A overall for the game. I thought he played really well. Definitely his best game so far.
I have a question for you boys because I actually did research.
Yeah, bullshit.
The research was listening to AM radio on the way to school today.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
I want to ask this before I give my point. Was the play calling the same or different minus the flea flicker? Was the play calling the same as last week?
No,
I don't think it was. I think it was
So I'm of the mindset that it was the same play calling in the sense that it was safe, except for the flea flicker. I don't know if that was on purpose. However, after listening to some of the hosts on radio, they actually saw that as a good thing, that you have consistency coming from one week to the other when it comes to the play calling to get him used to understanding what's happening. Now,
well, when you say, see, here's the thing though. We talked about it last week.
Mhm.
I like so the person that I listen to, He talked about the fact that we ran the same play 3 or 4 times last week. I don't remember seeing the same play ran multiple for that extent. It's a little more safer play calling. I thought there were a little more variety in the calls. I thought there was a little more movement and whatnot. I
So
don't know if I'm wrong on that, but it didn't
so
seem as safe as it was last week.
so the reason that I say safe is because there was 2 callers that actually called it out. And
Awesome. It's not even
the
the people that
hosts,
actually.
right, and the hosts were kind of like, okay, you might be onto something. Um, Even though he skipped a couple throws, there was a couple bad throws. Those throws were in line with the same stuff that he was doing last week, where you want to have him kind of get the completions. You want to make sure that the timing is there. Like there's a lot of steps, especially when he's running this offense, the coach being right. Excuse me. So what was said was, even though we're going to criticize all of the throws on the ground and all of that stuff, those are the layup throws. We want him to hit the layup throws more often than him hitting the home run throws. So until we see consistency, we'll be able to kind of judge accordingly. Granted, he still had a great game, but what they were trying to say, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, was that the play calling was meant to be easy throws for him to make completions off, which last week they tried to do that. They tried to kind of give him a shorter playbook, or they tried to get him something where he was much more comfortable with. And then you kind of saw the progression with this week,
Well,
which
what I'll say against that uh, is the defenses they played were different. The Lions do a
of
lot
course,
different. So the way they attacked the Cowboys is the Cowboys played a lot more zone. So you
yes.
have those outs or those flag routes that you're just throwing to an area, not a man beater. And the Lions play a lot of man. So saying that it was the same play call is, I would say, incorrect, because they had to plan for more zone coverage, because we all know Eberflus. He ran a shit ton of zone, right? So
Yeah.
we knew that going in. So the play calls, sure, they might have been the same plays and safe throws, but you're game planning against a zone, and Caleb has to see, okay, well, safety's high on this one, so I'm going to
Right.
throw the short ball. So I don't think it's the same play calling. He played against zone versus a man defense.
So again, I was paraphrasing, but that's kind of the point, that it's him realizing that, and him being able to know, like, hey, those layups that we need you to hit, it's for these kind of situations. So it was very much a learning curve, and you can kind of see the progression from what a great man coverage team, or that how you're saying, to how the timing of BJ's play calling, especially when it comes to zone, is very much important. The flea flicker to me is still an outlier. Great play, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We have to treat it as an outlier. Um, the one thing that did kind of open my eyes a little bit, and I don't know if it really cared for you guys, and I'm just gonna make sure I say the right thing here, was that the Bears went 8-14 in third downs, and only one went for it once on fourth.
Well,
That to me
they had a lot
is
shorter
kind of
third down
conservative.
average because the offensive penalties were a lot less this week.
Well, they were still there, but yeah, you're right.
A
Yeah.
lot less. We're not getting penalized 15 times a game like we were the first 2 weeks, right? So when you have 3rd and 6 versus 3rd and 15, you're going to convert more often.
Yeah, only 41 yards in penalties today, or this yesterday, so it wasn't awful. And going back to the throws that Ben was talking about, like, there were 2 bad throws that I can specifically remember. The first one was the first passing play to Loveland. Second one was a pretty bad one to Zacchaeus, out in like the 10-yard line range, just setting up another one of your favorite plays, a wide receiver screen. It looked like it could have been a touchdown. He basically skipped it to him. I mean, he did have a guy in his face, a little rushed. He wasn't able to really get set. But the one thing I will say is there was one play in the game where it was a similar situation to the Zacchaeus play, where the guy was in his face, and this is where you see the growth, right? This is where you see the growth, and he stepped back on his back foot and threw it down to the flat to the tight end. And I think it was the tight end, and we were able to get like 10, 15 yards out of that play. It's just like those are the things that he missed last week that he didn't miss this week.
Yeah.
So it's that being able to use that short play, because the beauty, I don't know, man, I'm not as into it as you guys are with the play design and all that. I've tried to get better, but it's just like, I've never seen a play caller like this where there's always an out for the quarterback. Like whenever he's set, when he's getting the ball, when he's going, there's always if this guy doesn't even get blocked, he still has a throw to throw. And if he doesn't throw it, that's on the quarterback.
But see,
Just
that
like we've
goes
never
back.
seen that type of play calling in Chicago, at
But
least
that
I
goes
can
back to
remember.
what we were saying before about him being in the pocket. Like you can tell he's almost like embracing of like wasting the very last second possible to be in that pocket. We saw it the last couple games too, where
I mean, he looked way more comfortable
yes,
yesterday,
very
and
much.
that was the growth that I
Yes.
appreciated the most. Was sure he had some inaccuracies, but he's stuck in that pocket. Well, because it was
he
there,
had
but
the
also
inaccuracies in the pocket, which is I'll take any given day
Right.
because you can learn from that.
yeah, he still has to work on those like what is it, 8-yard flag routes where they hit the 8-yard mark and then bolt toward the sideline. He missed 2 of those throws pretty badly. One was to Adunze, and I think the other one was to Zacchaeus. But he cleans those up. Every NFL quarterback can make those throws. Wide open receiver, dropping it in between the safety and the corner. You got to hit those easy throws.
Yeah.
Before we get away from this, I think we are going to talk a little bit about the offense and not just Caleb. I don't know if you want to just go straight to the offense, Miller.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, go ahead.
He's got a little bit more.
I got a little bit
groveling to
more.
do.
Okay.
I got a little bit more. This is my episode, man. I
Go
brought on my
on.
2 haters. And
He
one of
earned it.
one of the things that I've been hearing a lot lately is improvement. Let's see improvement. Well, he's not improving. Blah, 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 blah. Well, let's talk about improvement, huh? We all watched him last year. What were they? 5-12, 5-13, one of those fucking things. Bad year. You know what an offseason does? It changes the world. You know what a good play caller does? Changes the world. So let's talk about improvement. Pretty fucking false, aka PFF, has Caleb graded as an 80.1 in 2025, the 9th best quarterback in the league from PFF. Through 3 games, we've kind of already covered it. 715 passing yards. And for all of you out there wondering, yes, he is on pace for 4,000 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Knock
For
on
all
wood.
of those people wondering, yes, he's on pace for 40 touchdowns,
Knock
1
on wood.
interception. He's got a little lower than the goal set at a 63.4 completion percentage with a quarterback rating of 107.59 this year. So that is impressive. Now, getting into the crux of the improvement section of this show, throws completed 20 plus yards down the field. We talked about it. Ben's mentioned it. Chris yells it all the time. Let's see the deep ball. Can he hit the deep ball? Last year, he was at a 26.7% connection rate. This year, smaller sample size, 50% connection rate. So
Now,
he's basically doubled
1
that.
second.
I
in
mean, he
1 year.
was good on that game, dude. You got to give him props. It was
Now,
like what, 3 of
hold
4,
on.
3 of 4 that game over 20 yards.
Something like that, yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on 1 second now, brother. Now, see, you can't be throwing stats like that. What is he on pace to throw for 20 plus yards?
50% if he keeps his
He's
average.
at 50%.
No.
So we
How
played
many
3
attempts?
games at 14.
Attempts.
So he's at 14 over 3 games. So times that by 6.
Yeah.
So
You're-
he's at 60,
you're looking at about 5.
84.
So almost
about 5 a game on average. So
So
if he
almost-
hits 3 of those, that's a good progression.
There you go. Okay, go ahead.
What are you getting at? He's shooting 50%, dude. If you want us to multiply it by fucking 60,
No, what I was
18
saying
game.
What I was trying to say is that if he's at 14 right now, 3 games in, and you're saying that he threw 75 for the year, he's going to explode those attempt numbers. So that number is going to still be higher.
Yes, and if he continues the pace of 50%, it's going to be even better. It's still going to be 50%.
Right, but it's the Bears. It's probably not. So I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
You might get
Okay.
heartbreak here.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Back to that. Pressure to sack ratio continuing down that improvement record. 2024, Caleb had a 28.2% pressure to sack ratio. This year in 2025, he's shooting a 15.8%.
Okay.
So he almost cut that number in half. And yes, Chris, if this continues throughout the season, it will still be 15.8%.
Glad you brought that up. Hey, can you explain to Ben what exactly is pressure to sack?
It's when the pressure comes and how often they actually succeed on sacking the quarterback when the pressure comes.
So how is this relevant to Caleb and not to just the offense as a whole?
Well,
I'm
if
not saying it's just
You
it's
literally
just
have
small
it under the
improvements.
Caleb
It's
section.
improvements, Chris. It's getting the ball out quicker. It's better offensive line play.
Well,
It's a collective improvement.
But Miller, he's not getting the ball out quicker, but he also doesn't have to because now
Exactly.
he has a pocket. So the pressure to sack ratio being lower is actually even more impressive because he's holding the ball longer. So I actually think Miller's right on this one. It's actually better looking for Caleb than it is
See, I think it's better on the
last year.
offense as a whole.
Well, it is for sure, but
Just being a team players. You know,
I
there
mean,
is no I in
let's
team.
be
There's no I
realistic.
in team. There's no I in team.
We talked last year. You guys talked more than I did, but we talked last year. He's got, what did he have, 66 sacks? And we said half of those can probably be attributed to Caleb Williams. So, I mean, if you're using that same logic, like it went down, he is having to do something to decrease the ratio as much as he is. So if he's still holding onto the ball as much as he was last year, then that ratio would still be higher. But the fact is, the offensive line is better. We talked about that. But he's also getting the ball out when he needs to. He's being able to use the guys in the flat. He knows where the offense makes a little more sense to him. He's able to get the ball out quicker, which is thus lowering the ratio. Obviously, it's a collective whole as the offense.
I think that's the major point is he's actually progressing to the reads he needs to make a throw, regardless if it's a completion or not. He's making the throw when it needs to be made. And one interception, I mean, he's making the right throws. Sometimes those throws suck and sail or bounce, but a lot of times, especially, 67% on the week, he's hitting the throws.
We'll get there.
I think that was I'm with Miller on this one. I think this was a huge W for Caleb. This coming from me, I think that was a great Caleb game.
Are you done, Chris? Do you have anything else before I go dive into more improvements?
I'm just saying there's no I in team. That's all. Just give props everywhere.
The O-line, that was in my notes, but I thought we covered it. The O-line was freaking awesome.
We'll get there. Last thing on Caleb, we talked about the season differential, but how about we dive into what's important to us right now? Because last season doesn't really matter anymore. But today we have Ben Johnson as our coach. So let's dive into those details. We all knew that it was going to take some time for him to get acclimated with this offense. The goal was set at a 70% mark. Let's dive into the first 3 weeks. Started week 1, completion percentage 60%, 210 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Week 2, 63.3% completion percentage, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And this week, like Ben mentioned, 67.9%, almost 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Obviously, the big caveat here is the Dallas defense sucks, but nonetheless, still showing that an incremental improvement on a weekly basis in this offense, slowly learning it. We got to bask in the glory while we have it, guys, because we all know this doesn't fucking last forever.
Well, one thing I will say about completion percentage that I don't like is it doesn't take into account the times that he threw the ball away and it was the right decision. Like, he didn't try to force it in there. He didn't try to scramble. He threw a ball away. I think it was like 3 or 4 times that game where it was like, yeah, that was the right play. There was no one open. You were getting pressured. Throw the ball away. And he did that. So sometimes those completion percentages are a little bit lower. I feel it's a little unfair to not include those types of plays.
Yeah, you can argue that, but then you get the little dump down screens that are completion part of it too. So.
If you're going to go off of this standard, then I would say that his first year's season or his first week 3 performance was better than this one, but you know.
You don't even listen to me half the time. It's fine. I get it.
I mean, didn't he throw? He threw over 300 against the Colts in week 3 last year.
I literally started this segment on that fucking information with last year is irrelevant at this point. So let's focus on
what if he had his best throwing game last season.
When you're not listening to me.
See how it feels now. You see how it. See now you know how we have to.
I was about to say it because I did it to you last week. But I was saying that this week, if you look at the learning of Ben Johnson's offense, he wasn't learning Ben Johnson's offense last week. He's learning it this week. And that is where you see the improvement because I, for one, thought it's gonna take at least 8-10 weeks for him to really get going on this offense because of how complicated it is and because of the shitty coaching that he had last week. That's all I have. Nonetheless, you fucks keep talking about improvement. Wanted to bring out the stats there to tell you how he is improving year over year and game by game in this offense. So fuck yes, he's our boy. Let's go. Okay, we can move on to other things now.
Okay, go ahead.
He's thrown less than what? Last year? You really want to talk about game 1 and 2 versus this year's 1 and 2? Because I can go pull that up on Twitter real quick right now.
You can, and then when you get to week 3, you'll see that he threw 52 times against the Colts. But no one's counting that.
You said that was a horrible game from him, for the record. So
no,
yeah,
I said that was.
You throw more when you're losing. So just.
You said the Colts game was a horrible game for him last year.
No, that's not what I said.
We choked. We lost.
We lost, but he threw over 300 yards, which is more than what the first 3 weeks here. You still said it was a bad
game because we choked.
That's not what I said.
Okay, I'll go listen to it this week. Thank you.
Ahead.
Homework.
All right, let's get to the more important part of the podcast, which is the actual offense as a whole. So go ahead, Miller, read your dumb bullet points.
There are 2 eyes in Caleb Williams, so go fuck yourself. You like that, did you? All right. So we want to start off with more Caleb Williams because, I'm against you two fucks, so why not? Whatever. Caleb Williams is currently pending tonight's Monday night game, the touchdown passing leader in the NFL.
Tied.
It doesn't matter. He's still the passing touchdown leader. It doesn't matter if he's tied or not. Do you know who the current NFL receiving touchdown leader is? And I believe it's untied.
Is that Rome?
That's Rome Odunze, despite dropping the Caleb Williams' 5th touchdown pass for the day.
Well, first of all, that was a bad pass.
No, it was not. Don't shut up.
If he would have hit him in the chest,
you have to fucking catch that.
If he would have hit him,
the fucking ball.
I agree. He still should have caught it, but he had full extension, trying to keep his toes on the goal line. That was a tough catch to make. Caleb hits him in the chest. That's a touchdown.
Right here
it was higher than that.
The only shit. No, fuck that. Fuck that position of the ball.
Watch
the only thing that you can argue is that the ball was going in like a fucking tornado, man. That thing was not even fucking spiral. It was like floppity. Don't give me the fucking position. It was perfect. He had position. He had position. The hands were right here.
How do you say it's position when he's stretching for it? I don't understand.
He was full extension jumping up.
How do you say that's position?
You bullet that in his chest, he can duck and go lean in the end zone. He goes like this. He has no chance to go in the end zone.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, we don't want him to pull a Marvin Harrison here when he throws it in the chest and then it squeaks out his asshole, okay? We want a guy that catches with his hands, and that's what Rome does. So
wait. Show me. No. Show me where the hands are again.
What?
Show me where the hands are. You literally just had him right here. Had him right here.
Whatever.
His hands were up here. There's a
catch
difference.
the ball if he hit it in the hands.
Oh,
it's true.
God.
He still should have caught it.
Two hands.
I am saying he still should have caught it.
Rome is a good wide receiver.
He is a good wide receiver, but that was 70-30 on Caleb on that one.
No, it wasn't. Opposite. Whatever. Okay, let's dive into our since we all know that you guys love talking about history and what Caleb did last year. Let's dive into some details with our offensive coordinator, shall we? Shane Waldron. I hope none of you have Brian Thomas. Raise your hand if you do. Maybe one of us does. Brian Thomas Jr. with the Jacksonville Jaguars, if you're paying attention, has about 18 fantasy points through 3 games.
Yeah.
Let's dive into Shane Waldron's resume, will we? Because he was our offensive coordinator at the start of last year. Going back 2 years ago when he was in Seattle, JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigma, sucked. You know what happened when Shane Waldron left? Jackson Smith and Jigma had a breakout campaign. Nonetheless, Shane Waldron came to the Bears. Who wasn't very good? Rome Odunze.
No one was very good.
No one was very good.
The answer is no one.
No one was very good. But once Shane Waldron left, Rome is now, I think he's second in fantasy for wide receivers with his stats. Complete breakout campaign. And you know what's fucking stupid? The fact that I sat on this fucking show and preached how Rome was going to be wide receiver number 1, and yet I have 0 Roma dudes on any of my fantasy teams. Fucking dumbass.
You also said Shane Waldron was an offensive guru.
I did like them. I thought the move was okay. I mean, he did decent with Gino, at least the first year, but yeah, that's proven to be wrong.
All right, you're
I'm hoping that Brian Thomas regresses.
You're already feeling the drink, so let me talk here about the offense as a whole. I know you have some certain points that you want to talk to, but
I've hit most of my points, so
thank God, because we're already at 40 minutes. So a couple things that did worry me were some of the 3 and outs, but the 3 and outs, kind of like what we discussed,
we're not in the worrying section yet.
Oh my God!
We still have the offensive line to talk about.
That's what I'm talking about. You literally said you touched all your points.
Well, I thought you were going to be smart, not jump to a worrying section.
I have to. Is that not a worrying?
No,
the offensive line was a worry.
No, I'm not talking about the offensive line. I'm talking about certain play calls that just do the 3 and outs.
Well, the screenplays have got to. They got to take a back seat.
We're not going to pull the Indianapolis Colts here. We're not going to score on every play. Okay?
No, but there's certain plays that
we drafted a punter in the 4th round, and we intend to use him. Okay?
Those are intentional 3 and outs, Chris.
Right. No, I think in situations like that, and Ben, I want to hear your point, because at this point, Miller's point's irrelevant. In certain situations like that, why aren't we using our tight ends? Why did our tight ends only have 1 catch each? That's all I want to know.
No, they had more than 1, didn't they?
They had 1 each.
Colston had 1 in the first quarter, and then I think he got dinged up, so they didn't use him very much in the second half. And then Cole Kmet, they just don't target him. I think they've
He only caught the touchdown. That was it.
Well, what I will say is I think they're trying to scheme open the receivers, and in zone, there's a lot more guys in the middle of the field to cover a tight end than there are on the edges to cover 2 wide receivers. So I think against a zone defense, you're going to see a little less tight end play when the wide receivers are open. Now, if the zones tend to go heavy toward the outside, that's when you're going to see Caleb hit Kmet up the middle.
I just feel like in certain 3 and outs or in certain 3rd downs, most of your dumps should go to your tight ends, especially with our running backs being who they are. Again, I think that's mostly how the NFL operates. I just haven't seen it. I haven't really seen like that comfort player that I've talked about for weeks now, including last season, where it's like you have these teams. Granted, Kelsey's a little bit older, and I think he's an outlier as well. But like even Kittle, you have these guys where it's like, hey, if it's 3rd and 15 or if it's 3rd and 9, like just give it to your tight end and see what he can kind of do. And it's like we're not doing that. So that's the only reason I'm bringing up the 3rd downs.
Well, you make a good point, because you could just jump ball it to Kmet against a linebacker. Kmet will win most of those balls.
Or do the 5-yard curl in and then just
come on,
see
guys.
what he can get.
Come on, guys. Don't you think there has to be a scheme issue with Kmet? There's a reason.
No, because we're seeing it with Loveland too. We're seeing it with Loveland.
He got dinged up.
They just re-signed him for 4 years or whatever. They're gonna fucking use him.
No, they re-signed Kmet last year. He's done after this. It was 3 years. He's done after this year. He's gone. They were talking about cutting him in the offseason.
Well, whoever you listen to is a moron if you think they're going to cut Kmet. That's a stupid fucking take.
It's not. You just drafted a guy at 10.
We literally had this conversation. No. I'm glad you brought this up.
$15 million on a tight end.
Ben, what was my question? What was my question when I said, what's the point of drafting a tight end 1 if you're not going to start him? Remember we had this discussion?
Yeah. So the other thing is he can't stay healthy. He started the season hurt. He had slow camp. Now he's hurt again. I know he says it's not serious, but every day you miss in practice as a rookie in a season is a big fucking deal, especially on I'm using your words, complicated offense, right? So if
it was a 4-year deal.
That's what I said. Anyway, I'm always right.
He's been known to be wrong. Don't worry about it. Continue though.
But hear me out. We also talked a lot in the offseason about how Ben Johnson loves to run the 12 personnel. And in fact, he ran a couple of plays out of the 13 personnel, which is 3 tight ends. So if you're telling me a guy who loves 12 personnel isn't going to need 2 stud tight ends,
No,
you're
he
out of your
doesn't.
fucking mind. You're out of your
you're an
fucking
idiot.
mind.
You're an idiot. Just go look at. Sorry, I don't want to say that. I don't want to demean people on the podcast. Go look at.
Someone told him that.
Tell me.
Someone told him that. That's what that is. Someone said you're just demeaning on the podcast.
Yeah.
He got called out. That's what it is.
Tell me who Detroit Lions' second tight end was. You're not going to know because
they
didn't
had 2
have
running
a good,
backs.
Yeah, they
had
two running
two.
backs.
They ran 12 man more than anybody else in the league. They did it. They didn't need
But
2 tight ends that were
the running
legit.
game.
They needed 1 tight end that was elite and 1 tight end that was blocking mainly because he didn't get the ball.
Well, here's the difference.
13 targets last year.
But here's the difference.
You don't need 2 guys that are going to get touch the ball.
Hey, Whiskey Boy, listen up. Here's the difference between the 2 offenses. DeAndre Swift sucks. Gibbs and Montgomery are 50% of the Lions' offense.
If we walk into next year with fucking Swift, I might just be an Indy fan.
But see, here's the thing, and we're kind of going all over the place because our host decided to hit the bar a little bit too heavy, only 46 minutes in. This goes to my other worry. We have no run game. As much as we want to talk about it,
we're jumping all over the fucking place.
No, I'm taking control. I don't care. I'm taking control. We at this moment have no run game. There's no other way to explain it. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. The one best thing that we're trying to do is trying to use Moore as a running back, which
is fucking embarrassing.
No, you know what? I'm okay with it.
I'm really because you want him to pull CD Lamb.
Yeah, he's gonna get hurt, dude.
He's gonna get hurt, but you know what? Swift at this moment, either
he's a gadget back.
It's a scheme thing. It has to be a scheme thing because I don't know how to put this. It's just like when the running game is a struggle as it is, we're fucked.
Yeah, Swift is averaging 2.5 a carry, and Monunga is actually averaging 2.7 a carry. Both embarrassing figures. And this gets me back to the point, where the fuck is Roschon Johnson? Why is he not involved?
He played on special teams, and I don't understand how you're going to only use him on that.
The coach said that he's a special teamer, and I'm like, where the fuck is he? He's at least a short yardage guy.
You know what's crazy?
Wasn't horrible, except that fucking horrible play at the goal line. But
where
other
he
than
lost
that,
like 9 yards.
Where he lost 9 yards. Other than that, it wasn't awful, but like Swift is just not a good running back.
What's crazy?
He's great in the path that fucking dumped down to him. The screen pass where he knocked it for like 40 yards receiving was fantastic. In open space, he's good, but when you're talking about running through the tackles, you're not going.
But that's what I was saying. Nope. That's what I was saying about the run side of things. Because Swift, like, I think he had the second highest run of the game or something like that. Like, I think it was like 11 yards or something.
He did have one really good power.
He had a really great, but that should not really be the thing of like, with this kind of play calling, like our running backs are gonna get touches. They're gonna get touches. They have to.
You have to, otherwise, they're not gonna blitz you. They're just gonna sit.
It's like if our running game is not there, they're just gonna keep putting more people in the box, and then that's where Caleb is gonna start getting hurt, like from pressures. Like we need to find a solution. I think this will be something where I will look at the trade deadline. I don't know what we could do.
Let me remind you, boys, because I bitched about it for 3 months before the draft and about 3 months after the draft. We had pick number 10, and then we had 3 picks in the second round. And how many running backs did we draft? Can you remind me, Miller, how many we drafted?
0 in the
fucking right,
in the second
0.
round.
So we had the opportunity to improve our weakest position, and the opportunity we took is to pick a second number 1 tight end. It just Poles is fucking horrible.
That was on. I don't know. That was a Ben Johnson decision. I feel like. I mean,
I'm never gonna know the answer. We talked about this even too. Like
we talked about it, but
at what point did we feel like this was a Ben Johnson pick, or was this a Poles pick?
At 10, there's no way. Okay, I shouldn't. Poles is his own man, and he makes dumb decisions. But there's no way that you signed a tight end to a 4-year deal in 2023 turn around 2 years later and then
draft the one.
draft
At
a
10.
tight end at 10
Ugh.
without having head coach
So-
complete input.
So
I have.
with that being said, I given, and I know I'm going to get some flack for this. If the Bears were to move on from Moore during the trade
No, we're
deadline,
not there yet. Fuck.
if the Bears are to move on,
That was my question, you jackass.
I said I'm taking over the hosting duties because you're beyond saving at this point. It would be for a running back.
Is DJ Moore done in Chicago?
No.
He's
No.
not. But if you're looking for value,
Well,
you
what
might
is-
get a
what-
running
what
back.
is-
You don't get
But
value for wide receivers at the trade deadline. You're
But
not
what
trained
is-
for a
what
running
is
back
he
that's going to be
signed
worth
for?
a damn.
He's like another 5-6 years, dude. Like, you guys are out of your mind if you think you're trying to trade these long
Did I
contracts.
just go out? Oh fuck.
The Bears can take the money though. We have the cap space.
We don't. We're playing cap games right now. All of the signings posted in the offseason, he had to stagger them between who's getting the money now, who's getting it in 2 years, and who's getting it in 4 years. That's the reason he had to sign. Oh, we lost Miller.
Thank God.
Hey, we can have a positive
We
conversation.
can actually have a conversation. Oh, he came back. God damn it.
But we don't have the cap space, especially in 2 years when you're going to have to re-sign Caleb for whatever ridiculous money he's going to want. Like, we don't have the cap space to trade for a high-paid running back.
I don't know. I think given what I've seen from other teams, especially in the offseason, a trade is possible.
You're not going to get an elite running back.
No, here's the thing. At this point, I don't care for elite. I just want someone that's mediocre at this point. I don't know how
Swift is mediocre.
No, Swift is good on the pass game, but we don't
You're
have
not going to
we
get
don't have a
anybody
scheme
better
on
than Swift. I guarantee
we don't have a
it.
scheme right now. Like, I can't say that we can plug anyone in at that position and they'll be better than
the
Swift.
problem with Swift is if he has a hole and he can actually see it, he can hit it and bust it. But he's not going to make the play to open the hole himself or like wait for the play to develop enough to then hit a cutback. He just barrels into the backside of our O-line and falls down.
But see,
And
that
it's
goes
just
back to
embarrassing.
the scheme. Is it a scheme thing? Because
No,
if that's the
it's a
case,
Swift
where
thing.
are other running backs that
That's
we can
why-
actually see if we can
That's
plug
why
and play
Johnson
here?
got rid of him in Detroit. He didn't want him in Detroit. That's why it's the whole thing. And he did his lip service in the offseason and say, "Oh, I really like DeAndre. We'll find ways to use him." Well, you can't because he sucks unless it's a screen pass.
All right. The one point that we haven't talked on before we get moving here is the offensive line. Studley in this game. Braxton Jones, our left tackle. Elite play. No pressures this game after allowing 12 in the first two. A huge step up. Hopefully that continues. Darnell still has his penalties, but I know his play is pretty good. And it's gotten to the point this year. I know Jonah Jackson on the right tackle or the right guard has had his moments, but for the most part, the interior of the offensive line, we don't even talk about them, which is a really good thing. Like, we don't talk about them a lot. So the offensive line play, specifically this game, as we've mentioned, really solidified, gave Caleb that pocket to work. And as we've seen this earlier this year, like when he has that pocket to work, he's producing really good passer ratings.
Two things to bring up. One, Miller, can you tap your microphone? I want to make sure if you actually did it right.
I'm trying to click the button.
Okay,
It's not
good.
working.
Okay. Secondly, oh God, I can't believe I did that. That's fucking hilarious. Second, did we figure out if Darnell is good to go? Like, I know he got hurt, and then we had
He's
to play
back.
like
He was
he's
back.
back.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
back.
He was
Good.
back.
Can I honestly say this was a great game for the O-line? And you know what? If they have a shitty game next week, they get a pass from me. They get one pass. That's it. They get a pass. If God, he gone. But
Quick, let's move to a new topic so he can't change it when he comes back.
no, but just to give our O-line some props, like the one thing I will agree with Miller is that the more that we see this pocket kind of work itself out, the more comfortable Caleb will be and the more growth we'll see from him. So I just want them to repeat what they did. That's all I want from the O-line.
Yeah, it was a great game.
All right, let's dive into the defense performance real quick. Dude, fuck, man.
We're gonna hit an hour, right, Miller? An hour.
That 4 turnovers, like we talked about, 2 sacks, 7 QB hits. Tremaine Edmonds' best game as a Bear. Whew. And then you talk about Tyreek Stevenson stepping up as the leader of that secondary with Jalen Johnson undergoing groin surgery. Well, not groin. It's like core surgery. I think that was what they came out with today. He needed this game. He finally proved himself to be a solid piece as a defensive back. And it's kind of a little surprising considering the elite talent that they had. Obviously, CeeDee Lamb went out during the beginning of this game, but at the end of the day, he's still guarding George Pickens, who's still a pretty good wide receiver. So defense stepped up. The one caveat that I will say here is that they did have a players only meeting for the defensive side of the ball after the fiasco that was Detroit. So we'll see. We spent, like we covered last week, we've spent a lot of money on the defensive side of the ball. The fact that they are getting blitzed by a lot of these offenses these first 2 games is a joke. So I hope they continue to step it up against these offensive going forward, because we need some W's, ladies and gentlemen. We need some W's.
I think one of the big differences between this week and obviously the last 2 was when the defense doesn't have to play after every 3 and out like they did against the Lions, like they were refreshed. They played better. And then the offense has to, or the other team's offense has to step up and throw the ball more, which is more of our strength than our run defense, which is pathetic. So I think half of it is the defense played better, and then the other half was the offense played better and spent more time on the field than the other 2 weeks.
2 points I want to touch on that. The Bears did not give up points in the second half. That's great to see.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing
Killed
that I
my
actually,
over.
the one thing I will say though that we didn't talk about on the offensive side, in the third quarter, the Bears actually had almost a 10-minute drive, which
19
is
plays,
very, very helpful for the defense. So props
That
on
was
that as well.
Was that the one where they ran 11 straight runs?
Yep.
I think so. Yeah.
19 plays, 76 yards, 9 minutes, 54 seconds.
Yeah, I think that was the
for
one that
a
ran
touchdown.
11 run plays, basically destroyed any chance of him getting 300 yards. Yep,
And in case anyone's wondering, the last 4 possessions of the Cowboys was punt, interception, interception, interception.
Yes, sir. That's a wrap. All right. So, any other takeaways from this game before we jump into the positivity score moving forward?
The post-game celebration was phenomenal.
We'll get to that later at the end of the episode.
You guys got to calm down on that.
You guys didn't send me an itinerary, so
actually
I
he
asked
did.
if anybody wanted it.
Yeah,
and
he did.
No
He did, and you didn't respond. So, but granted, listen, we don't believe in itineraries here. That's why Miller sounds like a jackass most of the time.
The fact that this loser over here, wherever he is, the ugly one on the screen,
how dare you say that?
Doesn't like that post game celebration. Like, there were literally comparisons ran between Ben Johnson and what Matt Eberflus did on his first win, and it's just like it's night and day, dude. This guy gets you pumped up. It sounds like a normal fucking coach that you would watch.
This guy gets you pumped up.
ESPN.
This guy gets you pumped up, but then people were criticizing how he talked about how the team wasn't practicing to win the game. Like, come on, you gotta find a middle ground here. Like, I agree, it's awesome.
Who criticized that? No one I listened to criticized that.
A lot of people were criticizing, like, why are you bringing this up right now?
I love that.
Okay, Pat McAfee isn't a lot of people, dude.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't just him.
His opinion doesn't count anyway.
His opinion is a lot more important than certain people here, I'll tell you that.
Disagree, because he's wrong more often than right.
No, he's actually right more often than he's wrong, and that's
okay.
Shout out, Pat.
I'll shoot you over my knee pads.
The used ones.
But moving on, let's jump into of course the used ones. The new ones are for me. Moving on. Let's jump into the positivity score. Okay, Chris, you can start.
Miller, no, you go first. Just get your shit over with.
Positivity score for me. It's one win at the end of the day. CeeDee Lamb got hurt at the beginning of the game. Can't put too much solace into it. The Bears, I'm giving a 3. Caleb Williams went up 2 in my book to a 6. Taking the average of the 2, you don't need to do this at a 4.5 for the Bears. 4.5 positivity score for the
On
Bears.
a win and all the glazing that you did, that's all you're giving the Bears team as a whole, a 3?
Okay. I said, yeah. It's one win, dude. It's one fucking win. I actually have good positivity scores. You have A, B, C, D, and then 60% F. Yours make no sense.
Makes total sense.
So
Makes
mine
total
are
sense.
actually
Please don't bang
legit
into the
where-
microphone. We hear
That's
that. I
actually my
appreciate it.
computer. Mine are actually real, whereas like 9 and 10 are like championship contenders, and like 6 through 8 are like playoff teams. So like right now,
I'm bringing receipts for next week. Ben, what do you have?
I'm more toward a 4. While the offense did take a step up, that increased my score because I thought they were average at best in the first 2. The defense took a step up, but I don't think that'll last. But one thing that still scares me about this team is special teams. Taylor almost had another punt block this game. It was like inches from being blocked. They got to figure that shit out, dude. He's a great punter, don't get me wrong, but dude, if they keep getting those things blocked, it's going to be a long season. So I think a total of a 4 for a 1 and 2 team is fair.
Don't worry. Roshan will just continue to hold people. It's fine.
Well, if he didn't, that would have been blocked. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's got to be cleaned up, dude. Your special teams can't lose you a game. Ask the other 3 teams in the league with field goal blocks.
So, even though my compadres here have no clue what they're talking about, the Bears are basically 1 quarter, if you really think about it, away from being 2-1 for the season. If they actually took the Minnesota game where it is, but granted, you can plug in any fucking quarterback you want at Minnesota and they still manage to win a fucking game. So, I mean, it is what it is. My positivity score, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this. It's a whole win. It's a whole team win on all phases. It's a 6 on my side.
A 6?
It's a 6 on my
side. For the year?
Here's the thing.
I thought we were doing the year.
Oh, no. Just this game. It's just this game.
No, it's the year. It's the year. The positivity score is your feeling towards the Bears at this moment.
That's what I understood it as. Oh my god.
Oh my fucking god.
Here's the thing that I will always say about this Bears team. And granted, you guys are idiots. You guys wouldn't know this. If everything worked out the way it was supposed to,
we'd be 17-0 and winning a Super Bowl.
Right. Brian would have a fucking celebration every fucking week.
Oh, we all would.
I think this felt, given certain scenarios, it almost felt like if the Bears didn't win this game, the city was going to burn. I mean, it is what it is. So the fact that they were able to have a commanding win, it was really good for them, given everything that was coming for it. So that's why I'm giving them a 6. This is a feel-good win. It's going to get us into a great transition going into another horrible team. That's the Raiders. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So that's the reason why I think it was a good team win. Usually when it's a win, we always seem to fault someone. This game, we couldn't really fault anyone. We're nitpicking. Great team win. It's a 6.
All right. Well, that's the wrap of the last week. Let's see how they do. Let's jump into the fantasy recap really quick.
Out of curiosity, what timing are we on this?
I have no fucking idea. I've reloaded my screen twice. But we're going to be jumping into the injuries. Obviously, one key thing of fantasy this year compared to last is the injuries. So let's run down all the players that got injured this week. We had CeeDee Lamb. He's going to be out 3 to 4 weeks. One of the reasons the Bears got that decisive victory. Mike Evans with a hamstring to be determined, but I have heard speculations about him going on IR. James Conner, the running back for the Arizona, he's going to be out for the year. Najee Harris, Achilles, he's out for the year. Terry McLaurin, he's got a quad to be determined him. Tyrone Tracy got hurt on Monday night with his shoulder. But some silver lining there is Cam Scatterboo came in and rocked the world. He almost lost me in my matchup.
Hell yeah.
He almost lost me in my matchup. I was up 20 at fucking Monday going into that game, and I was like, what the fuck? Aaron Jones obviously still hurt with the hammy. Side note here, 49ers, dude, they can't catch a break, dude. I don't know what the fuck's going on with their training staff, but Nick Bosa, he's tore his ACL on Sunday. Another huge loss to this team. They cannot get past the injuries. Who the fuck knows what this
But
team's
they're
going to be
3-0,
going through.
bro. They're 3-0.
They are 3-0. They are 3-0. They beat the Arizona Cardinals, and they also beat Seattle, which is pretty surprising the way Seattle's been playing. But we'll see who that goes. Finally, jumping into the quarterbacks here. They are getting hurt. Every fucking position group is getting hurt. Jaden Daniels got possibly an MCL tear. No one knows what's going on with him.
We talked
He's
about
day to day.
Brought that up last time.
Joe Burrow's pretty much out for the year as far as fantasy is concerned. Justin Fields still dealing with concussion protocol, although the Jets looked better without him. Brock Purdy, he's hurt. Mac Jones, he's hurt. What the fuck? Who's the Niners going to play on the fucking field? They're not going to have anybody.
Kaepernick, dude.
Maybe Kaepernick or CMC just might do it. CMC will just be in the
They just
do it
wildcat.
He'll throw the ball to
What's
himself.
the meme?
Dude,
There's a meme from Simpsons where it's Nelson. He's playing football and he's the quarterback. He throws it in the air and then he just runs to go catch it himself.
Yeah.
That'll be CMC. That's how that offense works. And obviously, my claim to fame, JJ McCarthy getting benched for Carson Wentz. It's happening. Get used to it. He got benched. He did not get benched. He was hurt. He got hurt. I will give you that. But Carson Wentz is going to be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings for 4 weeks.
The Vikings are the best at finding horrible quarterbacks that no one wants and apparently makes them fucking fantastic elsewhere.
No, they have a really good play caller, dude. That's what happens when you have an elite play caller.
Hence why
McCarthy is awesome, dude. You got to give him props.
No, McCarthy is not awesome. That's not his name.
Oh, wait. What? Kevin
O'Connell.
Kevin
O'Connell's awesome.
Danny Dimes was also a shit quarterback, right?
He didn't play, did he?
Wait, what?
Daniel Jones did not play in Indy. He just signed with them as a backup. No, he was with Minnesota, but he didn't play.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Minnesota seems what I'm saying is Minnesota seems to just get good quarterbacks no matter what. And then the example that I was giving was you have Jones going to Colts.
No, they don't get good quarterbacks. They get shitty quarterbacks and turn them into good quarterbacks.
Yeah, Miller's got the right point there. Because Jones looks great now, but he sucked ass in New York for how many years? 5 years? 6 years?
Something like that. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm confusing it then. Wasn't he in the running to be Minnesota's starting quarterback too?
Technically.
Last year.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was with Cousins. Because Cousins went out, right?
No, it wasn't with Cousins. It was
Cousins went to Atlanta.
Daniel Jones was picking between Indy and Minnesota, but he knew that JJ McCarthy was going to get the starting role.
Yeah.
So he went with Indy to compete.
I couldn't pair it. I just remember hearing someone saying like that. Like, imagine if he went over here too. And so,
yeah. So injuries are adding up in fantasy. Check your waiver wires. Let's put in the things for all the people. For those of you like myself that have CeeDee Lamb, good luck. It's been a fun season. And I have CeeDee Lamb and James Conner in the same league. So you know what? I'm just writing checks, sending it to people, whoever wants it, because it's not going to happen with me. But have fun with it. Don't forget, trades happen. Now's the time to be focused on getting any trades that you might want. And always have fun with it. That's the main goal. Okay, let's dive into week 4 before Chris yells at me for going 2 hours. We're not going to do 2 hours. We're probably pretty close at this point. It wasn't my fault. Bears are going to Las Vegas. I wish that I could have made that trip. Maybe someday in the near future I will. But
we have to plan that. That has to be an all of us thing. That just sounds like so much fun.
It would be. It would be a blast to go to Vegas to watch a game.
ESPN 1000 is actually doing a tailgate at the stadium.
I'm aware, and I looked at tickets and I was like, ugh, that'd be fun. But the wife isn't going to give me permission to go. Unfortunately. But the Raiders, I don't know, dude. They're not very good. Geno Smith's not very good. I mean, I know he threw like 3 touchdown passes this last week, and I think he had a good fantasy week, but realistically, they were down 27 to like 10 by like halftime to the Washington.
And where the fuck is
quarterback?
Where the fuck is Ashton Genty, that bitch? I got him in
Where
2
is
leagues.
Ashton
He
Genty,
just
man?
sucks, man. 4 points this last week, I think it was, or maybe 5. Like, give me a break.
I mean, I did see a stat today that said um yards before contact 144, yards after contact 145. So like these linemen are getting to him in the backfield. Like he doesn't have any place to run. But for his ass to come out as a rookie and call out the team for not giving him enough touches, like go fuck yourself, dude. Maybe you should learn to block somebody. Because he's not doing that worth shit.
Well, luckily for him, he's playing the Bears next week, and we are god awful at the run game.
Yeah, we'll see. This could be the breakout game, but I don't know. Ashton Genty, Geno Smith. Obviously, you got Brock Bowers. There is the tight end. He's been very underwhelming this year as well. I don't know what's going on with that offense, but it's definitely for the taking. Like Ben Johnson pointed out in the presser today, it looks like it opened in Vegas as the Bears 1.5 point favorites. It has now
underdogs.
flipped.
Yeah.
No, we were originally the favorites. It flipped fairly quickly to the Raiders being the favorites. So I don't know, man. I just feel like this is a game we gotta have. You gotta take this. Let's go into the bye 2-0 or 2-2, I should say, and let's go from there. The one thing I won't mention on the defensive side, they have the big man, the Crosby on the defensive line. Their defensive line is pretty stout. It'll be complete different from what we had with the Cowboys, so we'll see what happens there. But we'll see if Caleb can keep up the performance. He should be able to. I mean, Marcus Mariota just tore him to shit. So, man, we'll see.
The only thing that is not related to field stuff is how much does Tom Brady plan to cheat? Given that he watched the game and got some insider information about the Bears and how he's going to utilize it this upcoming game, it's going to show either if the Bears win and we rout them, means absolutely fucking nothing that he has access, or if we get routed, we can just blame Brady. So I think we're in a win-win here.
We are in a win-win, obviously. I don't know. I don't think the little stuff like that's going to really translate that much. I think it's more of a higher level type of thing that he's got an influence in. But who knows?
No, what I'm looking to see is more, pocket presence from Caleb. You did talk about the defensive line from the Raiders, that it is a little bit better. Some say even more than what we had experienced with the Cowboys. I think that's where you're going to start seeing, like, as the defenses improve, given the teams that we play throughout the season, does the offensive line have enough to give Caleb time? I think that's something that you're going to continue to watch as these games go along. I'm very excited for this game. We travel well when it comes to going to Vegas. It should be 50-50, almost like a neutral site, possibly 60-40. If it's more than that, it's home field advantage. I'm feeling very happy about it.
I don't believe that at all. I don't think it's going to be 50-50.
I'm just
What do you
upset
think?
that it's another 325 game. I think Chris is right. I think it'll be a 50-50, 60-40 split. Come on. You think Las Vegas has a fan base? Yep.
And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, and we'll do another chug bet.
So you're saying that
what
is 1-0, baby, 1-0.
I was going to say,
what is your chug bet going to be that the Bears
here?
fans are going to be 60-40?
No, I think it's less. You guys say it's that.
How are we going to fucking calculate that, you dumbass?
They'll be wearing blue and orange, baby.
Okay,
You'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell.
We'll have the kids count them.
There you go. Pause that screen.
All right. Before we get out of here, let's do a little score prediction and prediction for the game. I'll start. I'm continuing with what I had when I started this fucking shenanigans of the schedule. It's going to be a W. Bears are going to come out on top 28-24.
It's a
Ooh.
close game? Wow.
I was
okay.
I was gonna go a little more greedy, but I decided not to.
What's the over? Or what's the over under?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Way to do research. Ben, over unders 48.5 according to ESPN.
I'm taking the over, and
Of course you are.
and I actually I'm gonna homer a little harder than Miller here. I think Bears 31 and Raiders lose by only scoring 20 points.
Interesting. Okay. I think this game has more meaning because it gives the Bears an opportunity to realize what it is to play in a dome, since we're going to Arlington, and they're going to be able to figure out
Yeah, that
how
piece of
this is
shit.
going to work. I did say that the Bears were going to lose against the Cowboys. I was wrong. I did also say that the Bears were going to lose against the Raiders, but the Raiders look like shit. So I'm going to flip my prediction.
Mhm.
I have the Bears winning, but I think it's going to come down to a field goal. Again, I don't know if we have the consistency yet. I'm hoping this game is to say, hey, we can get 2 wins together. Our offense looks good, productive for 2 games in a row. We haven't been able to do that in a long time. So I'm hopeful, but I think the Bears come out 27-24.
Copycat. Jesus. All right. Well, I will say that Chris is leading us in record wise, sadly, at 2-1. But as you can see, his schedule prediction before the year is trash. It's basically crap. It's awful.
No, because I was right
Because-
against the Vikings and I was right against the Lions. And to be fair, okay, can I just ask this? And I know we'll
then
end
you're
it.
going to be wrong this week, and you're going to possibly your prediction is wrong next week.
But
It's
you do realize
trash.
that if I'm wrong this week, then we're all wrong this week, and I'm still technically right because
No,
I
you
originally
said it was a
predicted
loss.
Right. But I just flipped it and I said we would win.
That isn't the
Anyway,
original schedule.
Can I just ask this question? I just want to know, just from, and then we'll end the episode because God forbid we're already at 2 hours. CeeDee Lamb, do you think he could have made a difference in this game?
Yes.
Yeah, you could have made a difference for my fantasy team too.
Irrelevant on the fantasy
not
side.
only
I'm just
Not only his production would have helped, but then Stevenson would have had to guard him, and what's our right is our second corner now. He would have had to guard Pickens. So you're at a much better matchup as the Cowboys having CeeDee Lamb in, regardless of who's guarding him.
Yeah, absolutely. It would have made a huge difference.
Huge
yeah,
difference.
I think
I think I wouldn't have been chugging tonight. I think Ben would have been chugging tonight because we would have actually done something in the second half. But I mean, I think we would have still came out on top because many of the Tremaine Edmonds interception still went off Pickens' hands. So that wasn't on CD.
I was gonna say I think Dak looked pretty good too. Given his scenario and how the team looks, I think that's still a positive. But yeah, I think if CeeDee Lamb was there, I think we would have seen more scoring from their end.
Yeah, I think it would have been a higher scoring game, and
Yeah.
Ben would have hit his over. Turns
All
out
right,
we
Miller.
all find out $5.
First loss
Miller-
this year.
Yeah. Are we
Miller,
done? Are we
send
done?
us home.
Well, thank you for listening. And as we say in Chicago, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your
God.
good gets better and your better gets best. Bears on 3.
Stop
1,
it.
2, 3. BEARS. Chicago
We are not
Bears,
ending.
baby.
We are not ending. We are not ending the episode like that. I'm not allowing it.
Hey, who's providing the nail polish for next episode?
Ooh.
Oh, good question. Actually, we should do that. Hey, if it's 50-50 at the stadium, you should wear bear color nail polish on the next episode.
Brother, if he throws for 400 yards this game, I will paint my nails for the next episode.
Oh, we are going to end it with that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. I will actually do the
It's
outro
like the
'cause
Wiener
I am
Circle
the
hot
actual
dog.
host. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate it. Figure out our socials from our previous episode because I forgot them too. But thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Later!